G'day guys, how you going? According to Sydney Water, this is the reason we have sewage overflow into our rivers. Apparently it's us. It's our trees and our gardens destroying them. Well, I'm going to debunk that. Stack of big pelicans down there. This time last week, we had 100 mil come through in a day. So everything, all the paddocks lifted, as they do. It's a natural rain event. We've been through this. Today I want to do a bit of a video where I can explain and debunk some of the things you think that Sydney Water are doing for our benefit. Like if you listen to Sydney Water, the main reason for sewage overflow is the outdated pipes cracking into the stormwater, yada yada yada. This is a week after the rain event. I can smell the raw sewage here. The water runs downhill, and I'm at Vineyard just outside of Windsor. And just up there, Anglican church. Right, kids go back to school next week. Sydney Water acknowledges the sewage overflows because of things like old out-of-date piping systems and whatnot. They've warned people not to swim on the beaches for 3 days last week. I'm breathing raw sewage in as we speak here, and this will end up at the beaches. So what I'm trying to explain to you is it's in a simple term, it's Australia Day Friday. It's going to be 39-40 degrees, which is boiling hot. Windsor is down there. One of the most popular things to do in Windsor is wake boat, ski and jet ski, swim and fish. All that is water related. And all of this comes out at the boat ramp at Windsor. So there's raw sewage from here through. Now how I'm going to debunk Sydney Water's theories on why this is happening is we're going to go for a drive. Come with me. Oh no, it's going to be nasty. There's an overflow sewage pipe in there. My feet are going to get covered in shit to film this. Damn. I'm just going to throw these shoes. They're old. I'm just going to throw them away. This is raw sewage I'm walking on, by the way, guys. Yuck. Ugh, look at it. Yuck. You know, when I first found this pipe, it used to just gurgle a bit. Where is it? Now it appears to be a whole wetland of sewage. That's Killarney Chain of Ponds straight there. Somewhere around here is the overflow pipe. It's just covered in stuff, so I can't really find it. I know it's here anyway. Look, the proof that it's here, look at that. If you come down here and test this is just Vineyard Hotel's just over there. So anyway, this whole paddock's just raw sewage, okay? That's Killarney Chain of Ponds. That's the creek that runs through past that Anglican school and into South Creek at Windsor Boat Ramp. This is just pure raw sewage, okay? If you listen to Sydney Water, or if you read up or Google up on Sydney Water, they'll clearly show you that there is a sewage overflow, and it's mainly because the sewage systems get tree roots in them. And with the tree roots, it breaks it, and then they connect stormwater and sewage, and then we get too much water in the system and it all overflows. All right? Well, the easiest way to describe it is show you. Back in about 1982-83, I did a pre-apprenticeship course, and back then we were using sewage. We were using clay pipes and rubber rings. All right? See that? We'll go for a drive, I'll show you. That is all brand new. That has all modern technology, PVC pipes, the works, right? But none of that, and what I'm going to show you, is connected to a sewage treatment works. It's connected to a pump out. And then what they can't cope with, overflows. That's a sewage swamp. Simple as that. So let's just see where we're at now, right? We're at Vineyard. McGrath Hill's that way, next to Windsor. This is, obviously you can see that here, what I'm looking at. You really wouldn't want to swim in that, would you? Would you really want to swim in that? It's like, I dare you to drink it. Would you want to have a crack at that? So, you can come down here and test it to see if I'm lying or not, but it is chemical and raw sewage. Alright, it's a little channel of it, runs into the creek. Creek runs in at Windsor. It's created by brand new homes. And there is no warning by EPA or Sydney Water to this whole entire area about the raw sewage that is in our waterways. So we have raw sewage in this creek, we have raw sewage in South Creek, that goes into Windsor. Windsor has the Hawkesbury River, it has raw sewage in the Hawkesbury River, but it's also connected by the Nepean, which is also connected with raw sewage. All right, they've built 25 new sewage overflow systems in recent years. 25, which means every single piece of this land is covered in shit. As you notice, everything you're driving past right now is brand new, and that's just stage one. Stage two is on the left, it's bigger. The responsibility of care or duty is upon Sydney Water. They're not notifying anybody of these dangers. I am, and I'm a YouTuber. I have to thank you guys for the last video that I did. I got stacks of views. I made an effort to comment on everything. It's really hard for me to do comments. So I made an effort on that, and I just want to thank you for it. And I think if I've achieved anything with that video, what it was, Josh out there, and I won't name him, there is probably a dozen guys that are like me, that go down these creeks, fish for relaxation, and witness what I witness. And they've been in the same sort of situations where they'll ring up EPA or they'll ring up the local council, or they'll try and organise things to get better, but nothing happens, they get ignored, and that makes you feel like shit, the stuff we're dealing with on a daily basis. The fact that you guys know that there's other guys out there that care like we do must help. Like the fact that you're not the only person that gets so worked up in why such an appalling handling of our sewage in Sydney with such a major development. Look, houses to the left, bush to the right, all that bush to the right, that's going to go next month. How can we continue to keep doing this? You can't blame the old days for the new days, and this has to stop. But at least we're out there, at least we're witnessing it, at least there's a voice. And you know what, fishermen in America back in the 70s, they stopped this. They stopped sewage from just getting dumped in the rivers, and maybe it'll take fishermen in the 2024 to do it here in Australia. I'm trying to put something together that's factual on why the raw sewage overflow systems, or the raw sewage that goes into our rivers, is preventable. This is old days river. This is river that was built back in the old leaky pipe days. It's a very small part of this area. Most of the area is like this, modern houses, and 10 times 10 times the modern houses to every old house, probably 20. So all this sewage that's flowing out of these houses overflows into our rivers as well, and our creeks. So why is that? If the houses are brand new and the treatment, like the infrastructure is brand new, why are these homes directly overflowing into our rivers with sewage? Pump stations is why. All that development, thousands and thousands of houses, this is the old Schofield's aerodrome, don't have a sewage works. They go straight into a sewage pumping station. And then it overflows into Eastern Creek, which is right behind us. And then earlier, there was a Box Hill, all those thousands and thousands of houses go into a pump station. There's no sewage treatment works for any of that. Then the overflow I showed you. Then just up here is Quakers Hill. On my last video I showed you the treatment works that they actually have overflowing into Eastern Creek. So now you have Eastern Creek, at Quakers Hill, Schofields and Windsor running into South Creek at Windsor with raw sewage. Then you've got Killarney Chain of Ponds running into South Creek at Windsor at the boat ramp with raw sewage. And then you've got St Mary's and onward that way with raw sewage. Then you've got Camden at the top of the Nepean all the way through to Penrith. And you know how many people live at Penrith now with raw sewage running down the Nepean. So you add all that up, and that's just this system. It gets worse. Guys, I'll leave you this one last thing, right? This is going back a while, so you can Google all this up. This is back when Luke Foley was the opposition leader in state parliament. Opposition leader Luke Foley has come out strongly against the plan to build 25 outflow pipes to empty sewage into New South Wales waterways, blaming the government gouging $1 billion from Sydney Water in dividends and payments, when they neglect their duty of care to inform us of the dangers of the health of what the waterways are right across Sydney, combined with the reason they did it was to save money, makes it criminal. How could I leave Marston Park out of it? Do you know behind that new high-rise that's getting built is one of the biggest housing developments in the world? I do have one issue with this diagram. How can we be to blame for the deteriorated manhole? There's nothing wrong with my manhole.